Well, let's bring in somebody who knows so much about Wisconsin. He's a guy I always call on election nights to see how races are going. He's founder of the conservative website, The Bulwark, Charlies Sykes. Charlie, my God, it's what we say every day, right? Republicans behind Donald Trump are losing the suburbs of Atlanta. They're losing the suburbs of Philly. They're losing the suburbs of Milwaukee. And here, it's hard not to look at this race, which everybody knew on both sides. It's one of the most important races in Wisconsin's recent history, and the most expensive. And yet, the Republican supported candidate got trounced by 11 points. And Charlie, it just seems the trend lines keep breaking against Trump Republicans.
Yes, that result is stunning. I mean, in Wisconsin, everything is close. The elections are decided by about 20,000 votes. This one was decided by nearly 200,000 votes. And Steve's analysis was absolutely brilliant. He put his fingers on all the major trends, including my home county of Ozaukee County. I am speaking to you from Ozaukee County, from the WOW counties. And to watch these counties go from overwhelmingly Republican to just barely Republican is really quite extraordinary. In Waukesha County, Dan Kelly needed to get about 69% of the vote. He only got about 58%. And this is, I mean, look, we can overanalyze this, but this is the Trump effect and this is the Dobbs effect. And the trend lines are very clear. And by the way, it's not just in the suburbs of Milwaukee. The so-called, bow counties, Brown County, Outagamie County, and Winnebago County. I mean, these have, heavily Roman Catholic populations. Republicans pulled out all the stops. They understood what the stakes were. The pro-life organizations mobilized, and yet they lost this race by more than 10 points. This is a huge defeat for Republicans. It really does shake their hold on state government. But as you point out, the trend line could not be clearer. And if Republicans go into 2024 with a very, very strong, anti-Roe versus Wade position, they're going to see the same patterns, because you have people obviously in Wisconsin who turned out to vote, who are highly motivated to turn out and vote. But also you have voters in these suburbs who had voted traditionally Republican, who voted for a very liberal candidate for state Supreme Court last night. And that has got to send shockwaves through the Republican Party in a key swing state.
Charlie, does this also say that when you have both sides trying to really mobilize turnout, that those that are pro-choice, in this case, clearly showed that they could energize and mobilize and turn out their base more than the opposition, because it wasn't like the opposition wasn't trying to turn out their base and spending a lot of money. It's just they were outdone.
Yes, and this is new. This is a big reversal, because traditionally in these low turnout spring elections, it would be the pro-lifers and the conservatives who are more motivated to turn out and vote. So you've seen a real reversal, reversal of the polls here when you start to see pro-choice voters come out in these numbers. And of course, we saw that in Kansas, and now we're seeing it in Wisconsin. The big question that I had was whether other issues like crime, or whether there, might change the dynamic here. Republicans have traditionally had a very good turnout, vote turnout program. Whether or not there might have been a, post-Trump indictment bump, none of that happened. And I think that what you're seeing here is a very new dynamic. And I don't see it ending anytime soon, because between now and 2024, you're going to continue to see states around the country passing very, very harsh anti-abortion bills that, of course, will play, here in places like Pennsylvania and Michigan and Minnesota, the way they're playing around the country.
Charlie Sykes, the man to talk to about what's going on in Wisconsin. Charlie, thanks so much.